are here. Thank you for tuning in to Cowboy Nation Live tonight. And if you're anything like me, a Cowboy enthusiast, you know you are in the place to be. That's right. We have a wonderful, exciting show for you this evening. As you all know, the Cowboys just demolished Philadelphia. But before we go into that, let's bring in our special guest. You all know and love him, Miss Big Tiz. Come on, man, Big Tiz. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Cowboy Nation? Thanks for having me on the show again. It's a great thing to see you guys. And like we said, the Cowboys went out there, did their thing, well-balanced attack, Kenzo. And that's all it's about in Cowboy Nation land, Ken, is doing their thing, brother.
They definitely did the thing this weekend, bro. I couldn't be more proud of my boy. See, I'm dressed up with the, star cufflinks. I'm ready for representing for Dak is back. Dak is back. It's been nearly a year since Dak has been on that field, man. Since he had, broke his ankle. It's been all 350 something days to be exact. Not to be exact, but nearly exact. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this. Now, with Dak coming back and Dak being the performer he was, and after breaking, doing that to his ankle, fracturing his ankle, I was surprised that he came back and right now is performing at a high level still. It's almost like nothing ever happened, Ken? And the fact is, this guy's coming out like he's trying to win MVP
for the
league this year.
Yeah, man.
I thought you'd like that.
You know it. Dak, I'm so proud of him. I couldn't decide whether or not to wear his jersey tonight. But since he was dressed up in the mint green suit, I was like, let me just do my Dallas Cowboy color suit. So here we are. It was a great game. I couldn't be more proud. I know we had the one fumble in the end zone, but it was a great game. It truly made my heart feel overwhelming. And I'm sure that all the other Cowboy fans, they're the same way, baby.
Oh, man.
But let's get into
it was a good game.
Yes.
It was a good game, and it was good to see, the Cowboys coming out and firing on all cylinders. Like we said last show, for the Cowboys to make a difference and for them to go any further, the Cowboys have to play on all cylinders. When I say that, I mean it's got to come from the fact of Dak, passing for like two to a little under 300 yards. Anything above that is the Cowboys trying to catch up and winning games. And Dak came out this game, and they had a good game plan. They took it to the Eagles, and the Eagles weren't prepared. The Eagles showed that they weren't prepared at all. And it tells by the score. If you look at the score of this game, 21-41, Kenzo, are shellacking at the Cowboys, national TV, and I don't know how they're going to recover from this. The Eagles did it. The Eagles are done for right now. I see them as being done.
Yeah,
they tried to make a little comeback late in the game, but it didn't matter. I mean, they were so far outplayed and outcoached in this one. So I believe that the Cowboys won, and they should have been the ones that came out on top.
Yes. Yeah, the Eagles' wings have been clipped, so safe to say. You know what I mean? But Big Tiz, let's get into some of the stats of the game, man, and see what transpired through this game. All right. We are here. As you all know, before we get into stats, we're just going to go, tell you about the offense, defense, special teams, injuries, our next game, and our final thoughts. And after that, we will be right into the stats. So let's get that rolling. Y'all see that score right there? 41-21. 41-21.
Oh, yeah. I don't see anything. That must be you looking at a magic mirror.
Oh yeah. We are definitely. Well, let's just talk about some of the stats.
Okay.
And what's going on with that.
That'll work out good.
Are we there now? Do we have him?
No, I don't have it yet. It's got a black screen on that side of it.
All right. Let's just say I'll tell them. So we're having a little malfunction.
Same thing, brother.
Something's going on. Well, the rushing yards, of course, we were 160 to their 64. the carries, Dak had a balanced approach in this game. He shot for 220 yards, while Jalen Hurts shot for 303, which, if I may, Big Tiz, he was trying to come back.
Oh yeah.
And those
Oh
were
yeah.
good.
Oh yeah.
If you call it garbage points, garbage yards, or whatever, when you're already beaten, you just throwing downfield to get your stats up, basically. So the
Oh yeah.
total yards was pretty close. It was 367 to 380. We did lose a fumble, but my boy Trayvon Diggs, a pick six, took it all the way
Right.
back. Took it all the way back. Yes, and had the one turnover. They had two turnovers, and we had doubled them in first downs. We had 24, and they had 20. But
Yeah.
that was very, 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 very productive, if I can say the least. It was very productive. I love it.
The thing with the Cowboys, like I said, they took it to them on all cylinders, and you called it out. Jalen Hurst, he was like you said, 25 or 39, 326 yards, two touchdowns, two interceptions, a pick six that killed him, and it's a young rookie. Well, I can't even say it was a rookie. He came on last year. He's got a lot of things to work on. But the thing about it is that the Cowboys, he caught them at the wrong time. They were like a buzzsaw. They went through him. And we talked about Dak doing his thing. 21 to 26, 238. What Kenzo said, 3 TDs. Dak was all over the field, and he did it with the great numbers the way they should be done. A well-balanced attack. And one thing, Kenzo, what I liked is that in this game, you got Zeke the ball.
Yeah.
17 carries, 95 yards, 2 TDs. And I told you to be successful for the Cowboys. And we showed stats from last week. If Zeke is averaging over 115 yards a game or so, that's when the Cowboy wins the game. And
Exactly.
Zeke was holding on. Zeke was running the ball, got close to 100 yards, and more or less, you really got a little over 100 yards because you had Pollard doing the same thing, 11 for 60. So you add those two up. There you go. The Cowboys are way over that 115 yards for the game, and the running attack was gashing them. I sent text to Kenzo during the game. I was like, "You killing them, man." I mean, the holes are just massive, and they just couldn't contain them. So the Cowboys did what they had to do, and at least they realized enough with Zeke and with Pollard gashing these guys that just keep giving it to them until they stop them. And the Cowboys did it correctly, and that's the way they came out on top of this game. Kenzo, the fact is, that's what we talked about last show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Continued balanced attack, and the Cowboys will be successful.
Continuity, and I think Zeke actually had something to prove this week, because people like you who were saying, "Hey, I like Pollard, man. Pollard might be the one." There are a lot of people saying that, but Zeke came out, showed up, showed out, and really showed that he still got that it factor. So kudos
Right.
to you, Ezekiel Elliott. Truly appreciate that effort.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And one thing that we also talked about too was the fact of the Cowboys starting to use that tight end. They're getting to using that tight end, and that tight end should be your most effective weapon. The teams that are
Oh,
successful, they use their tight ends, and the Cowboys are doing it, Kenzo.
yes. I noticed, not to veer off topic, but just in the Steelers game, that they wouldn't utilize their tight end much. And Ben was just trying to chunk it downfield. But let's see it for another story. But I just wanted to put that out there just to compare the tight end situation. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean that is true though. The fact is they started using the tight end, and the successful teams are using their tight ends. If you go to Tampa Bay Bucks, where Brady's at now,
Yeah.
Brady's the one who's lighting it up, throwing it to Gronk. Gronk is picking up the yards. I mean, Gronk's right now he just got a rib injury this week, but the fact is, Gronk's getting the ball. Gronk's getting the touchdowns. How many years? I can only name one receiver with the Patriots during the dynasty run of Tom Brady, and again, that is Gronk. That's
Yeah.
because Gronk was that man. And how many rings does Gronk probably have? He's probably got at least 4 out of the 6 or 7 that he got. So it's easy math. your tight end should be your main guy. And it seems like right now the Cowboys are on that cusp of realizing that, and they're hitting was Zeke. I mean, not Zeke. Dak hitting Dalton Schultz, the tight end, 6 for 80, 2 TDs.
Yeah.
Everybody else, it was just like a mishposh of getting the ball around to move the ball downfield, which is cool. But the fact is, they're starting to realize that Dalton is going to be a good source to go to.
Yeah.
CD Lamb didn't catch much, but CD was getting his a little bit. He had 3 for 66.
Yeah.
And Amari Cooper, man, you talked offline, and Amari Cooper didn't do that much. He had 3 receptions, 26 yards. And Kenzo, I'll let you talk about. You were raving about their rookie, Cedric Wilson.
Yeah.
He only had 2 receptions for 17 yards, but one of them was a touchdown. And you seem to like this rookie and think that he's coming on big.
Oh, definitely. And not only that, 2 catches, one was a touchdown, and one was caught on the sideline, an amazing sideline catch, that he
Right.
just some aerial acrobatics, if you will. He definitely has it. Definitely has it. And it's just our whole arsenal of receivers. Cedric Wilson. Let me bring Noah Jackson in there too. He comes in, not too much, but when he comes in, he shows out. But Noah Jackson, Cedric Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Dalton Schultz, Blake Jarwin, and then we have Zeke coming out the backfield as well as Pollard. Both of them can run out and catch some passes and set up some screens. So as far as the arsenal power, Dak he's there, man. He's got it. But our defense, on the other hand, it can use some work. It definitely can use some work. Even though we really put some pressure on him this week. Micah Parsons, love that dude, man. Him and Trayvon Diggs, I'm just saying. Him and Trayvon Diggs, they got that lion heart, They got that beast mode in them.
Right, they do, and that's the thing about it. The Cowboys' defense, it's lacking in certain areas, but it seems like they're starting to try to play together as a cohesive unit, which is good for them. And the secondary is starting to, kind of show that hey, we want to be a big dog. We want to be, we want to shut down the top receivers. We want to do A, B, C, D. Now the thing about it is, the Cowboys have to continue down this pace. The Cowboys have to use that defensive squad to beat the teams that they should beat. Now, DeMarcus Lawrence is out, and the Cowboys have some other injured players that are out as well, and some are going to be returning during the season. We're going to go through that through the Cowboy injuries, but the fact is that, next man up. And
yes,
they're stepping up big. And the Cowboys, Kenzo, they look like they're coming to the flourishing that, we're going to be a team to be reckoned with in the longer months coming up in January, as the season is extended now up to 17 games. So the Cowboys right now on the defensive side of the ball, they're not really looking that bad. Granted, they had a rough outing against the San Diego Chargers, and which, I think could have been a game that could have went either way. And it was kind of funny how that flip went, If they didn't win that, they could easily went to 1-2. Now they're 3-1. So it's a good flip for the Cowboys. Right now, they're probably missing a couple players here and there. They're one of the more healthier teams in the NFL at this moment.
Yeah.
So and they seem to be clicking on
all cylinders.
Clicking on all cylinders at the moment. Yeah. So if they continue what they're doing right now, I can't see anybody beating them. And we're going to talk about some of the topics that we see as some issues there, or some topics that we want to talk about the Cowboys probably need to fix.
Definitely. One of those would be, but I really got to give it up for the defense, because they have that next man up mentality. Even though they're still learning and everything,
right?
They have that next man up mentality, and it kind of showed in this game to what they did to Philadelphia. The pressure they put on Jalen Hurts, the coverage that had on the receivers and the tight ends. And what was amazing to me was that Jalen Hurts, right? This dude, it was like they kept doing the same thing over and over again. And it wasn't working. It wasn't working. It was shut down. But they did it through the whole game. I was like, why didn't you run the back more? I think they had, 9 yards or something like that? And the passes to the tight ends. You know,
Yeah,
you to
yeah,
get those short yards that for first downs, he's airing it out, and I'm just like, wow, okay, already then. I
yeah.
don't.
It was totally bad coaching. Like I said, I mean, it was like they were just doing anything just to see if it would work, and they figured maybe if we tried a couple more times, maybe it'll start to work. But they were out coached, they were outplayed, they were outmanned, you name it, and it proved it. They proved it right now that the Cowboys are the higher seed in that division, and they're the highest seed in that division for a reason. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
the Cowboys should be where they are. They're 3-1 and leading the division, and right now they seem like one of the top teams in the NFL to beat at the moment. So barring hopefully no injuries or anything, they should be on a level right now to it's early on, but they look good. They look good. Hey guys, too. Also, we want to get your feedback here on Cowboy Nation. Call us. We want to hear what you got to say. 478-202-4271.
yes.
We want to get your feedback on what you think, what's going on in Cowboy Nation, and we want to hear tonight. So make sure you call us in. But Ken, one of the things we got to jump base and talk to about we got a big game coming up this week versus the Carolina Panthers.
Oof.
Carolina Panthers, they're a team that's young. They got Darnold as their quarterback, and Darnold saying, you know what, the Jets made a mistake letting me go. As you can see, the Jets look worse than they did when they had him. But so he says, I'm out here. I'm going to prove something. So the Cowboys, it's not going to be an easy game. The Carolina defense, they're not an easy defense. They come out, they play hard. So barring these Cowboy injuries, what I want to talk about quickly and go over that real quick, the Cowboys right now, they have injuries still out there, such as Carlos Watkins, defensive end. He's questionable. And you
Yeah,
also have a Dorrance Armstrong. He's also questionable as well. Sean McKeon, tight end, injured reserve, and they expect him back in about week 5 of the season. So that should be coming up in a little bit. Neville Gallimore, defensive tight end. He's on injury reserves, also expected back week 5. Calvin Joseph, corner,
mm,
injury reserve. He's back the week after that. So now the Cowboys, they do have guys coming back at good times,
yeah,
and hopefully that'll help, at least on the back end of the season. And Ty Netsky, offensive tackle, he's questionable for the Carolina game. Donovan Wilson, defensive back, questionable as well. Keanu Neal, now here's an interesting one, linebacker. They have him on the injury on the IR injury reserve list for right now,
yeah.
and right now they have it as COVID-19.
Mm,
So that's COVID-19 situation going on there.
yeah.
So I don't know if that's something to where Kenzo he'll be out of the facility for a little bit because maybe
10
testing
days.
positive or exposure. I don't know what it is, but they got him out for that. And we all know Demarcus Lawrence, defensive end, out till at least week 8. And I don't know if that's good or
Feasible.
not. I'm looking week 8, week 9, week 10, or whatever, end of the season almost. But
Yeah. But that's
that's
when
actually good.
we're
If the
gonna
Cowboys are
run.
winning, for them to come back.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah,
Thank you for saying
right,
that,
right.
Big Tiz. I was going to take the words right
So,
out of my mouth. But
oh
you
yeah,
you
oh
were
yeah,
you were talking about the COVID protocol. There's something big going on in the NFL with that right now as well too.
oh yeah,
they're
oh yeah.
looks like
I
they're
was gonna,
trying to put it together, get the standard of the whole protocol of what they want to do together. But you want to elaborate on it, Big Tiz?
yeah, yeah. Me and Kenzo, we talked offline a little bit about this, and as you know, with the situation with COVID going around, not just in the NFL, NBA, all sports arenas, in everyday life, you come to the fruition of it just doesn't affect us, but it affects them in the sports world. And I believe the NFL and Players Association, they all got together and they struck a deal as to the fact of how COVID is going to be treated in facilities for the NFL. And by that way, I don't know if it's still going this way, but just some of this, what I surmised from what I was reading was the fact that people with who are unvaccinated will still have certain protocols they have to. Well, people who are vaccinated have certain protocols they have to follow, which is a little bit more freer as opposed to somebody who's unvaccinated. A player that's unvaccinated, an unvaccinated player will have to be COVID tested daily. especially
Yeah.
if they're coming in the facility. They have to be COVID tested before games. So basically, they are in a spot to where we were last year in 2020, Kenzo. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
those players are going to be tested heavily, and they're going to be kind of somewhat to a quarantine type level until they figure out what the next step is. But anybody who is vaccinated, they're going to be at a level of, kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah. And actually, it's
a
happening
good level.
around.
I don't know what to say. I don't.
It's happening around the world actually, because
I couldn't
they're.
hear you there.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Actually,
Yeah.
it's a worldwide event because they are in New York, at your state, my home state.
Yeah.
They're talking
Yeah.
about was the lady that took over Cuomo. She's the interim. I forget her name, but the medical workers who aren't vaccinated. She's telling them that they ain't gonna have a job if they don't get vaccinated. I'm just like,
Right.
wow.
Right.
So
Right.
the extent of how deep that goes, sports is one thing, but we're talking about people healing people, and they're not even allowing those people to heal people now. So
Correct.
it's a,
Like I said, it goes all kind of levels. I mean, and the NFL they're affected by it as well. And like you say, Kenzo, you got doctors, you got teachers, you got you name it, law enforcement. Yeah, it's going to affect everyone. And with the NFL is how they handle it. I mean, I don't who knows what the correct answer is. There are a lot of people out there who feel that it's my right, it's my my thought process, it's my body, it's my whatever. I mean, but then you look at it from the other side, and it's a pandemic. There's
yeah,
people dying. There's people, close to 1 million people dead, and just in the United States alone. Where we
exactly,
play football. I mean,
exactly,
so
right, right. So
so I
it's
mean, it's just different avenues you have to look at it, and hopefully we will come to some suffice that will kind of get us going in some direction. But right now, it's just going so slow, Kansas. It's a
yeah,
pain to see because
it
it not
is,
only affects just that person, it affects others as well.
yeah,
But you know, but we, much as we say it, hopefully the NFL can figure it out, and hopefully us as fans can find ways to figure it out, not just for the NFL, but in our own personal and private lives as well.
touche.
But if you go on, we also, because one of the things we wanted to talk about as well, can any Cowboy fan get Mike McCarthy a stopwatch, please? Because this guy Kenzo,
Oh
I don't know what your
boy,
thought process is, Ken, but this guy has made some bad
decisions,
game quarter endings,
game
timeouts
ending,
for
game
use of the
ending
clock.
timeouts.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
and
I mean, what is
wasted
your thought
time.
process on how McCarthy's handling these timeouts?
I I tried to figure it out. I can't even dig. I don't even know if it's deep because it may be so shallow that I'm too deep for it to understand it. Because I'm like, okay, I get you were Aaron Rodgers' coach. You know what Aaron Rodgers can do, and I guess he kind of lives with that fear, because he was the one executing it on people. But now
Right.
he lives in the fear because he can have it done to him now. So I think a lot of it is that when it comes to his decisions near the end of the game, and just allowing the time to burn like nothing. I mean, Zurline isn't the greatest kicker, as we all know.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? And it's,
Right.
it's just
Right.
like, get that. I mean, hey, even if we get him close as we possibly can, he missed extra points. He done missed 3 extra points this season. Three extra
Three?
points. Yeah,
I
two
didn't
in the
realize
first
that. I
game,
didn't.
two
Wow.
with Tampa Bay, and one in this game against the Eagles. So that's 3 extra points he missed. He missed 2 field goals in the first game, and
Yeah.
and he missed
You know,
one.
he's like the Fitzpatrick. The quarterback. He's like the Fitzpatrick of the kicking game. I mean,
Oh boy,
Fitzpatrick will come in there and blaze you up, and then
yeah,
in 2 other games after that, he throwing interceptions. I mean,
yep,
like you said, this guy just kicked a 50 something yard at the end of the game for the Charger game, and now he's missing extra points. I
extra
mean,
point.
what do you do in that case? I mean, you need
Ah,
somebody reliable, especially down the stretch.
yeah, definitely down the stretch, man, because it's I don't know what the word is. It ain't even gangster. It's just lack of better words. Is man, it's foolishness. Is what it is, dude. All you do is kick. And extra points you
Yeah,
should not be
exactly.
missing. Okay, field goals, okay, different yardage, but extra points, you should be doing them in your sleep, man. You missed
Yeah,
three already this season. Three extra
yeah,
points.
that's not good.
So I hate to say this, but I venture to say that that's going to come back to bite us later in the season somehow. You know, that is going to come back to bite us. And it looks like Big Tiz just froze up for a second, but we're going to continue this as we're nearing the end of the show anyway. But any callers want to call in at 478-202-4271? Call us today and just give us your perspective on what's going on. That number again is 478-202-4271. 478-202-4271. We'd love to hear from you. Let's see if Big Tiz is back. Big Tiz is back. Yes. And I can hear you, Big Tiz. But it's all good. No audio. But I want to take this time dearly to thank Big Tiz again for joining us this week, for giving a perspective that Cowboy fans typically don't have, because we are always winners. We're always thinking we're winners, but knowing what's up sometimes is conducive, and what we need to do to build back up when things aren't right, because that fumble in the end zone, that was it could have cost us depending on when that happened in the game. You know what I mean? So let's see. You back, Big Tiz? Any final words? No audio, Big Tiz. I got to hear your voice, my brother. Go ahead, smile for the people, man. Smile for the people. But thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Today was a great night because Dak is back officially after 350 some odd days. He's back. And like I said, represent Cowboys. 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 Oh, wrong side. Cowboys. Even the tie says Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? But thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We truly appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to Big Tiz for being amazing, always coming with the right perspective to show us what we need to do in some things. And to you, Facebook peeps and family, we love you, miss you, and until next Wednesday, we'll be there waiting to see you. Love you all. Good night, everybody.